So review here with vocabulary. And again, you would have notes, right, to help you out. But it says, what is the relationship between angle 8, which is right here, and angle 4, which is right here? So angle 8, first of all, is that going to be acute or obtuse, Jeffrey? Okay. I'm going to call on people, okay? So this one's obtuse. So I'm going to use O for obtuse. All right. And then angle 4, raise your hand. Acute or obtuse, Liz Mine? Obtuse. So if they are both obtuse, are they the same measure or are they different? Same. Okay. So we know that they are the same measure. Does anyone know the vocabulary term for 8 and 4? They're the same. All right, I'll give you multiple choice here. The vocabulary terms we're looking for are corresponding, alternate interior, and the last one we're looking for at this point is supplementary. Okay, so which one is this one? 8 and 4 is what kind? Go, Mayana. That's right. They are alternate interior. Because they are both on the inside of the parallel lines and they're the same measure, they are alternate interior angles. Great work. Okay, let's look at the next question. Next question, angle 1 and angle 7. So the first thing we look at when we're doing this is we decide if they are acute or obtuse. Okay, so angle 1, raise your hand if you know. Is that acute or obtuse, Duran? Acute. Angle 1 is acute. Angle 7 is what, Aisha? Acute. They are both acute, which means they are the same or different? Same. Okay, so we know they're the same measure. Are they corresponding alternate interior or supplementary this time? Go ahead, Connor.
Yes.
Nope, not the right answer here. No, Mayana.
Yeah, I said no.
They are corresponding. Because they're the same measure, and when you slide angle 1 down the transversal, it would land on angle 7. That's why they're corresponding. Okay? Last set, angle 2 and angle 3. Raise your hand if you can tell me if angle 2 is acute or is it obtuse this time, Jeffrey. Go.
Obtuse.
Obtuse. Angle 3 on there. Is that acute or is it obtuse, Kathy? Acute. Now we've got different ones, right? So one's obtuse, one's acute. So are they the same measure or are they different measures? Different. So those are different measures. Okay, and if they are different measures, what vocabulary term is going to fit with that one this time? Mayana, go ahead. Supplementary. Supplementary means they add to how many degrees, Connor?
180 degrees.
Add to 180, that's right. Okay, so that covers our vocab section for this, okay? Then we moved on yesterday to doing some algebra with this sort of vocabulary, okay? So here's the algebra. This is what we did yesterday. So algebra just means that there's a variable involved, okay? So we have 20x plus 5, and we've got 85 degrees on here, okay? So what you need to do is look at the actual angles. I like to start with, though, if there's one that's an actual degree, this one's 85, is that going to be obtuse or is that acute? Raise your hand if you know this time. Go ahead, John. Acute. And then I find the other angle that is got the X in it over here. And sometimes you have to look at the actual angle itself. Look at that angle. Is it an L shape? Is it below an L shape? Or is it bigger than an L shape? Right? And so go ahead, Aisha.
It's below an L shape.
So what?
Acute.
So it's acute. Another little trick that you can do if you're unsure is that this should go every other one. So if this one's acute, that means the next angle next to it is obtuse, which means this one's acute, which means this one's obtuse. And then that one's acute and then obtuse. It goes every other one. It makes like this checkerboard pattern. If you're unsure and it looks close, just do the pattern all the way around. Okay, that leads us to the next thing. We got the two angles that we know are both acute, right? So how do I set up the problem, the algebra problem? Go ahead, Crystal. That's exactly right. We set them equal to each other. If they're both acute, the same measure, we want to set one equal to the other, and then we want to solve for x, okay? So what's the first move in solving the algebraic equation? Ashanti, go. Do I add him or subtract him? That's right. We're going to subtract 5 and subtract 5 over here. Okay, bring down 20x equal now 80. Is that the answer?
No.
No, it is not the answer. What do I do next in this process? Go ahead, Liz Marie. By what? That's right. Divide by 20. Yell it out. X equal what? 4.
20.
Dang, what, how you get 25? Jerry?
Nope. Oh, wrong thing. Okay. So x equals 4 degrees.
Jeffrey.
Great. All right, now that's all what we've learned. We've got to do the next part, okay? So this was not in our note packet, which is why I'm adding it now, okay? Reminder that I'm recording right now.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Okay, the new section is this. So the difference right away is that, look, we have 2 equations in this one and 2 x's. All right, but we're going to start it the same way. We have to identify whether our equations are acute angles or obtuse angles. And so it might help us to have this written down from yesterday. Remember, if we get 2 acutes, we set it up as acute equal acute. If we end up with 2 obtuse, it's obtuse equal obtuse.
Yes.
And if it's one's acute and one's obtuse, we set it up as acute plus obtuse equal how many degrees? 180. Okay, so when we look at this, the 2x plus 15, is that going with an acute angle or is it going with an obtuse angle? It's going with this top one right here. Is that acute or is it obtuse? Angela, go. This one's acute. So now we want to look down here. The 5x plus 3, drawn, obtuse. So what we're going to do is we're going to set it up where the acute one, 2x plus 15, and then we're going to add the obtuse one, 5x plus 3, and it's going to equal 180. And we're going to end up with this big, long equation. If you end up with a big, long equation, that's an indication that we probably have to add like terms. What can go together? Kathy, go ahead. 2x and 5x can go together. 2x plus 5x gives me 7x. Okay, that's done. Can I add any other like terms? Ashanti, go ahead. 15 and 3 can also go together, giving us positive 18. Bring down equals 180. Now we've got the 2-step equation where we start canceling and dividing. What do we cancel on this one? Crystal, go. Okay. Do I add it or subtract it? Good. All right. Bring down 7x. 180 minus 18 gives us how much, Mayana? Not 172. One what? 162. What is the last move we make, everybody? Divide. Yep. So we're going to divide by 7. 162 divided by 7 gives us what final answer for this one? I think it is a decimal. Yes? Shanti, go. Sorry, one more time. Good. All right, so don't be afraid. Sometimes this will give us a decimal answer. All right, and that's okay. And I like that you said 0.1 repeating because it wasn't 0.1. It kept going. And we can do that by putting the repeat sign. All right, last type now, which again, we're going to use these rules to do this. So let's look at these two angles. The first one on the left side, -5 plus 22x. Look at that actual angle. Acute or obtuse? Obtuse. The actual angle on the other side, and we already know it's acute, right? It's right next to it, so it can't be obtuse, right? It's got to go every other one. Okay? All right. Again, let me remind you I'm recording. Let me remind you I'm recording. I'm putting this out.
Okay, this is a nice recording.
Okay. Obtuse and acute. What do I do to set it up? Look at your setup rules. What do I do this time? If I have both of them this time. Go, Ashanti. Yeah, that's right. We're going to add them to equal 180. All right, so -5 plus 22x plus 16x minus 5 equal 180. Look for like terms. What can go together? Go. 22x plus 16x. A lot of x's there. 22 plus 16 gives me 30 what? 22x plus 16x? 38x. Okay, this is where some people get this wrong. -5 minus 5 more, or plus -5 is how much? -10. It's not 0, okay? And so now we get it down to this, and we start canceling. What cancels, 38 or 10? 10. Let's go add 10. 38x. Ooh, whoops, I forgot my 8. Equals 190. Last step, everybody. Divide it. 190 divided by 38 gives us what? Go ahead, say it. 35? 5. I was going to say 35 seems a lot. And that's our answer. And that's the new lesson.